How y'all doing?
Hello,
everyone.
They're media. They're neutral.
You guys speak to me. They're neutral. They're neutral. Just want to say hello.
Coach, why don't you go ahead and start us off with an LPC, please?
Boy, tell you what, 2 weeks in a row, you're involved in the games. I had the opportunity to watch a game last night. I had the opportunity to watch Michigan play their first game. I've had the opportunity to come to a lot of these other games. And I've walked away every week and thought, man, that was a great game. Came all the way down to the last play. I hate these last play games when I'm involved in them. I mean, they're a lot better when everybody else is involved in them rather than us. But I will say, and I've said this from the beginning, I think the league did a great job of creating a draft to create really equality in this league. When you look at the 8 teams and the talent level, everybody's got good players. Everybody's got talent. Everybody's got something you got to stop. But I just think right now I'm really proud of our team. I'm proud of the way that they're competing. And here we are 2 weeks in a row, we've found a way to win. Last week, the offense got the ball with a minute 50 to go or whatever it was and went down the field and was able to put the ball in the end zone to secure the win. This week, the defense was on the field with a 2-minute drive against them. And came up big. I thought that, when the defense scored on the opening play, I thought, wow, you know what, how nice is that? To start one play in, or 2 plays, whatever it was, 2 plays in to have a 7-0 lead. I know I looked up at the clock, there was still 14 minutes or something like that, and that was like, wow. And then we returned the favor. We returned the favor and threw a pick 6, and then we turned the ball over. I had a turnover down in our red zone on about the 10-yard line that led to 7 points. So, well, look at it. I thought our defense came up big. We got to keep getting better on both sides of the ball. I thought Jamar did not start off incredibly fast, but I thought he finished really strong, made some throws that we had to have down the stretch that I thought was really good. So just really proud of our team, but I'm beginning to realize in this league that every game is going to be like this. Every game is going to be a nail-biter at the end, and if you have character players, then you're going to have a chance to compete and win at the end, and that's certainly what I think we have in our locker room right now. Proud of them.
RJ, you want to start us off?
Yeah, Coach, I want to know what it's like to be able to go up to Brandon Aubrey and congratulate him on making the first tackle of his entire life. I really love that. When you knew that he was going to be your specialist, did you have to teach him any football? Or is it just, hey, go out there and kick the ball?
No, I've learned to leave specialists alone. You know what I mean? I have learned, don't overcoach them. Don't get in their head. Specialists are unique. And I said this last week. I don't know what we have right now in Brandon. I don't know. But yet, I'm watching him kick these field goals. I'm watching him kick these extra points. You watch him go down and make a tackle. I think he's a guy I need to just continue to leave alone. But my whole mindset at the beginning was stay back and let's see what he's going to do. Is he going to miss every extra point? I go back and tell that story again. We were the last pick at kicker. And I talked to John Carney, who was a guy I played with at Notre Dame, who had trained a lot of kickers, and he said, well, if you have the last kick, you're not going to get a guy with a lot of experience. I said, then who's our best kick? And who's our best pick? And he said, Brandon. He said, because he's got the talent to be as good as any of them. He just doesn't have the experience. And so when you match him up, you can get a guy that's not as talented. You may have a home run, you may have a bust. And I said, well, we're going to see. Well, 2 weeks in, I'm really proud of what he's doing right now. We're real excited about the kickoff out of bounds, but I'm pretty excited about what he's done for us.
Coach, in halftime, you guys had 60 passing yards. Was that a concerted effort to come out of the locker room in halftime and air it out?
No, actually, we had 60 yards and we had 18 passes in the first half. We only had 12 runs. Actually came out in the second half and said, we're going to start running the ball. We're going to start running the ball. I'm going to try and slow the game down. I got a game that right now Jamar just wasn't as accurate as he normally is. I think he was making some good reads, but started missing a lot of underneath things, started missing some open receivers. And so we just had to slow the game down a little bit, let him get back into his rhythm, let him get into the game where he could throw. And then in the second half, when we started running the ball, when we came to the passing game, I mean, he threw some huge third downs for us because when you're trying to run the ball the way we were, he came out really big, throwing the ball and threw some really accurate balls on third down. Really wanted that one on the sideline, you know what I mean? Then we tried to challenge. I really wanted that one. Unfortunately, I thought Victor's knee had hit the ground, but unfortunately it didn't. So, but we just had to, actually, we came out and kind of said we were going to get intense, spread it out, and we were going to throw the ball around. They came out defensively and said really just the opposite. We're going to play nickel and dime coverage. We're going to make you throw the ball underneath to beat us, and we just weren't able to do it very efficiently in the first half. But I thought really settled down the second half.
More kind of piggybacking on what Coach was saying, you sort of switched to a different gear in the second half. Did you see anything different that Houston was doing defensively that you thought you could explore?
No, it's just me completing the ball. That's about it. Missed some balls I shouldn't have missed. Fundamentals out of whack. Just got to go back to work this week.
Coach, can you talk about your defense in that last play and them to be able to stop them on that 2-minute drill there at the end, that last play when it was intercepted?
I thought really, I mean, you look at them and they gave up, what was that, 28 points tonight, I think is what it was. And offensively, we gave up 10. So when you look at that defense, they gave up 18 points tonight. I thought they played hard. We had a bunch of 3-and-outs. I mean, with all the 3-and-outs, we're putting a lot of pressure on our defense. If we could have controlled the ball a little bit more in the first half, and this is 2 weeks in a row, I think we're playing way too many plays on defense. And all those guys on defense are also covering kicks, covering punts. You know, I mean, they're all on a lot of special teams. So I couldn't be more proud of the way they're playing. We got out of coverage on a scramble ball. You know, we gave up that scramble ball for a touchdown. But I think overall our defense is doing some really good things, but huge for them to come up and do what they did tonight. I don't know what the final was as far as turnovers were concerned.
They had 3 picks, I know.
Yeah. Stats don't have them as a turnover, but I know they threw a number. But I know that defensively we came up with some huge stops, some turnovers, balls in positive field position. Really, I think we haven't played a complete game on either side of the ball, obviously, and I don't think anybody out here has done that with only being in camp for 3 or 4 weeks. But I think our defense is doing what they have to do to win, and I'm proud of their grit, their determination, their toughness. As an offensive guy, I feel like we've got a long way to go as an offense, but I haven't heard a word of complaining. They just keep fighting, keep competing, and I'm really proud of the way the defense is playing. And they stepped up huge and sealed the deal. That was big.
One quick thing about the atmosphere tonight. How was that? How did the crowd? How did Birmingham do tonight?
Again, you know, and I talked about it last week. I know this week we're competing with Talladega, kind of a big deal. You know what I mean? Here in the state, well, here around the country. But I think the crowd, again, you hear them. They're loud. They're educated. I mean, they're cheering on the right things. I felt like I had to throw the challenge. Felt like I would have got booed. You know what I mean? They're out there. They're making noise. They're being heard. I'm proud of them. I had a coach. I told the team this in the pregame talk that we had. I had a coach tell me, I'm excited to play y'all because I'm excited to play against your crowd. You know, I mean, and that's a real testament to the people that are coming out, the noise they're making, the way they're supporting this team. We're 2-0. I just hope this thing keeps growing and keep getting bigger and bigger. My goal is to, by the end of the year, I'd like to sell that son of a gun out. And Birmingham's a great football city. They've got great crowds. They've got great fans here. And I'm certainly appreciative that we have them right now.
Marcus, when there's a 2-minute drive like that and the quarterback's in rhythm, how tough is that to stop? And then what does that say about your defense to get that stop to seal the game?
It's definitely tough. You know, any 2-minute drill is definitely tough, but when the quarterback is hitting, it's definitely pretty tough. You know, we got to get our cleats in the ground. You know, just keep running around and make the plays that we're supposed to make. You know, that's what we did. Got off the field, got ourselves a win.
Let's go to the Zoom and ask if there's any questions there. And I'd ask that you state your name before you ask the question. Go ahead.
I actually have one.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Brian with the USFL Network. Coach, congrats on the win, first of all. How impressed are you with the O-line and the blocking up front in such a short time these guys have spent together?
Well, you look at what we did running the ball last week compared to this week. We went at halftime. Like I said, we had 60 yards passing on 18 attempts, but we had probably about the same rushing on only 12 attempts. I think we were averaging about 6 yards a carry in the running game. The offensive line, I thought, came to play. They were the difference in this. They were where we were able to put our saddle, run the ball, calm everybody down, and it certainly opened up some of the play-action passing down the field. The last touchdown we threw, the Jamar hit Marlon Williams on. I think being able to run the ball, the safeties kept getting farther and farther downhill, but I thought the offensive line really stepped up and did a really nice job. And there's going to be some games where we're going to have to play better in our passing game, but certainly tonight we were able to put our saddle on the offensive line. I thought C.J. Marable played really well. I thought Tony, Brooks James, I thought he made some big runs for us tonight, big plays for us in the rushing game. I thought both those guys were really good, but truly kudos to the offensive line for the job they were able to do and the progress they made from last week to this week.
We've got time for one more question. Anybody in the Zoom? All right, terrific. Thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Look, you know.
Now you got it going on. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.